Let's talk about our friend Mel Robbins. You know who I'm talking about. She is one of the greatest authors that I admired. Her book, The High Five Habit, inspired me to write my own book. So recently, you'll hear that she released another book. And the other book is called Let Them. And when I first saw the title, saw the book, I thought, well, do I need to read the book? Let Them kind of says it all, right? It made me have images of Elsa saying, let it be. And then it also reminded me of that saying that people always say when they don't really mean it, it is what it is. But anyway, because she's my friend, obviously, I bought the book. Well, actually, I got gifted the book by a best friend of mine. And I started reading it. And the first thing that hit me was let them, the let them theory. And I was thinking it was so simple and it was such a simple tool. But that is the reason why I like her in the first place. Because we all have needs and we all want to do something in life, but we need some way to show us. So the let them theory was interesting. But what was more interesting is the second part, which is let you. And I'll explain how it goes. So she first describes, say you have a situation. You first would stop and say, let them, let them judge, let them do this, let them do that. But the crucial part is let me. Not as catchy, right? But the let me means you say, okay, I'm going to let them behave like that. And then once you've done that, it gives your mind a break. And then you can insert let me. So you decide, let me react a certain way. Let me do it in this way. You come up with options in your mind. And I thought it was genius, right? So the other day, I'm in the kitchen and I'm straightening my hair in the kitchen. I know, it's just a place I like to do it. And I'm there and I'm straightening my hair. And I have really curly hair. And if anyone has curly hair knows it's a struggle, right? It's not like you're fancily hair drying your hair. You're forcing your hair to go against its will. So I'm doing this and my husband's in the kitchen and he is like in my way and it was really irritating me. So I thought, let me try what she said. So I said, let them be there. And for a minute I was all peaceful and I was like, okay, I let him be there. Because it made sense. He was only in the kitchen, right? Taking little bubbles off my jacket. So technically he was doing me a favor. But him just being there, I guess some of you know what I'm talking about, we don't like them to breathe. But him being there started to bother me. So I said, let him. And then my mind went, let me appreciate that he's actually there doing me a favor. And then I was like, okay, good. I feel better. It's like I almost reset myself. So then I carry on straightening my hair, and then he's getting closer and he's bothering me more. So I'm like, let him, let him, let him. And then I decide to move out the way, right? So I move a bit further back. So that way I have more space, so I'm not as bothered. And then I said, let me. And this time my mind wasn't kind. It went, let me throw this brush at him. But then I started to laugh, which kind of broke the cycle. But what made me think about this was Mel Robbins gave us the process, but we can insert what we want within that process. So our minds might insert, let me throw a brush at him instead of the kindness. So I found this really fascinating and I wanted to share it because this book has changed so many people's lives. People are out there getting tattoos of let them, let them, let them. But what I wanted to share is the power in this book is let me. You are the only person in control to anything in your surroundings. You have the power to change your responses. So what will you let yourself do? Will you walk away from the situation? Will you want to throw the hairbrush at them? It's kind of like the old saying where you look at things from different perspectives. See, when your mind is frustrated and annoyed and irritated by them breathing or chewing or snoring, you don't think clearly. It's kind of like a child. When a child is in mid tantrum, right? They're having an emotional meltdown and they can't control their emotion regulation, right? If you start debating with that child, but if we do this and we should do that, that child has no mental facilities to even have that conversation with you at the time because it's an emotional deregulation. It can't think logically. The same is true for you. So when you're having your frustration meltdown, no matter who it is with, your mind can't rational as well as it should. So knowing this process from the beginning, before anything happens in your life, it will help you. And how hard is it to remember them four words? Let them, let me, and choose a different path. What I also wanted to share with you is, yes, let them is powerful. I have let people just let them be. Let them be how they want to be. Let them think what they want to be. But you have to follow it up with the let me, sorry. Otherwise, you could end up lonely. You could end up saying, let them do it. Let them be like that. Right? We want to still have connections. We still want to have human connections. So you can let them for the time being until you're ready, till you're able to let you change the way you respond to it. I think you should go out today and try this. Try and let me, not let them. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this book because it made my brain non-stop think of different scenarios. I've been doing it all week and I had such fun with it because the amount of things that come into my mind when I say let me, because let me gives you the permission to come up with stuff, but you forget that you're you, right? You will come up with crazy things like throw the brush. Sometimes you'll come up with inspired things. You'll be like, oh, that was quite deep. So I wanted to have a conversation the other day, and I was like, let them, let them. Then afterwards, I was like, let me come at it from a different angle. And we had the conversation, and it went perfectly well. See, that conversation wouldn't have before if I was still in like, let them be a, you know? So try let me. And if you haven't, go get her book. It's really simple to read. It's not, I don't like books that are overly complicated, right? We need simple, straight talking. And that's who she is, right? And this is why it's so powerful what she does, because we can all relate to simplicity. The world has gone too much in overcomplicating things. So try let me know if your mind came up with the craziest thoughts like me, or if I'm just alone in this. Who knows? Go out, have a fantastic day from your other friend, Louise. Take care.